slotting these into my new Renix or Lecterm banknote folder. So let's go. Let's move. And I'll go through this whole folder and we'll get to the $20 page. So we've got the 10 shilling notes here. Then we've got some more 10 shilling notes, the later ones. Then we've got some £1 banknotes, pre-decimal banknotes. Moving through to the £5 banknotes. And I've got a few pages in between because I want to hopefully collect some more of those as we go. Need some £10. I haven't got any £10 banknotes, so I'm looking forward to getting some of those at some stage. All right, then we've got the $1 Australian paper banknotes, so from 1966. G'day, Julie, how's it going? And so today I'm putting in some $20 banknotes into this folder here, Julie. Hopefully you've had a good one. Then I've got some $2 banknotes here. And yeah, a few different ones here. These ones, this one at the top here, not in awesome condition, but 1966, which is pretty cool to have one from the first year. A few Commonwealths, a few different things there that I've got in here. And then I've got some 5s. A few of the Federation banknotes from 2001. Sir Henry Parkes and Sir Catherine Helen Spence on the other side. Sorry, I can't really sort of show that here. G'day, Ronald, how's it going? Then I've got some $10 notes. Slotted some of these in yesterday. Yep, got some of those in position and a few of these. Oh, hopefully people are in the draw. Are you guys in the draw, Julie and whoever's on watching the live stream now? Are you in the draw to win one of these banknotes? So this is one I've got set aside here for someone who, there's a video in my YouTube channel, and if you find the video that's got this banknote in it, and then if you comment on that video, and of course if you subscribe to my channel, you're in the draw. So hopefully if you do that. Did you have to comment? Yeah, you have to comment on that video, because what I'll be doing is going into the comments of that video and looking at everyone who's commented and then choosing someone at random who's commented on that video. So yeah, jump in there, just put some sort of comment in there, some sort of positive comment. It's cool. And yeah, go from there. But so a few of those I've got in the folder there. And then I have slotted these 2 banknotes in because I picked up these recently. And this one's in perfect condition, a 1966. I'll lift it up so you can see it a little bit better. Commonwealth of Australia, first year of the paper banknotes in Australia. And that one's in uncirculated condition. So the book value on that one is $150. And then this one here from 1968, so then the second lot of the banknotes, the $20 banknotes, this one's in uncirculated condition. It's $400 book value. So it's interesting that these ones are worth more, a fair bit more than the 1966 ones. You'd sort of assume that the earlier ones would be worth a little bit more, but these ones, maybe they didn't print as many of the 1968s. So yeah, that one book value of $400. All right, Aiden, I have watched you for 4 months now, and I love your channel as a coin collector. Cool, cool. Hi, Julie. G'day, Ronald. Yeah, welcome everyone who is on board. So this is what I've got here. These are the other notes I've got to put into the folder today, some of my 20s. So we'll go through each one, we'll put them in, and we'll have a look at them. So this one's a 1972, so another Commonwealth of Australia, 1972. Now that's just a little sticky note. I'm just going to take that off and stick it on the outside so I remember what year it is. So Phillips Wheeler, pretty rough condition this one, but I still like it. So here we go. So I have to slot it in from this side. So I'll slot it in and then I'll show you. I might put it a little bit higher in the window just so that I've got a little bit of space at the bottom. There we go, bit of reflection of the light. We'll stick that little 1972, maybe put it in the middle, just on the outside there so that I remember what year it is. I can look it up in the book, but it's nice and easy to be able to see what year they're from without having to look them up in the Renix Australian Coin and Banknote Values book. So most of the people who are probably watching are probably familiar with this book here, the Renix Australian Coin and Banknote Values book. And yeah, this is the $20 banknote section of the book. Oop, that's the second page of them. So the first page is actually over here. These are the Commonwealth of Australia ones. Yeah, so that's it's a good reference. Has all the different values for the different years and the different conditions and so on. And if you're fairly new to this book and so on, and you're going, oh, how do you tell the difference between the quality, the conditions of the banknotes? You just turn back a few pages and it has a description of the different gradings. So if it's a fine note, we'll try and get the right focus. A well circulated note showing many folds and creases or wrinkling, but not excessively dirty. Colours clear. So if it fits that definition, it means that it will fit into the F category. So F for fair, and these are all the values there. So that's how you go about it. Cool. Well, I'll keep on going with the 20s. Oh, the $10. Yeah, there's the $10 section here, Aiden, as well. But yeah, there's plenty. They're the polymer notes each year up to about 2020, 2017. Goes up to 2017 on the $10 notes. In the book anyway, we've got those cool 1988 banknotes just from that year. And then some of the older paper banknotes, all the different values. So there's tons of different values. It really depends on the individual banknote, what the value is. All right, let's continue on. So we've got that one there. Next one to put into my folder is this one here. It's a 1985. It's got a Gothic serial number, and they're a little bit rarer. So even in this condition, pretty rough condition, $132. So Gothic serial, that's the type font that's here for the number and the writing. So let's slot this one in. Put this at the top. And then we've got a little bit of space for underneath where we can put that little label. It's just the top of a sticky note. I probably should get, I'm related to Doe Bell, fifth cousin. He is. Oh, nice one. There you go. Doe Bell. The blue Doe Bells or grey Doe Bells. The $10 notes. Cool. All right. Might whip the jumper off, getting a little bit warmer. Yeah, but at some stage I might replace those little, it's just the top of a sticky note. I'll just sort of write on it, cut it out so it fits. But I might even go to Officeworks or an office supply place and get some better labels and then be able to label the different notes at some stage. Okay, what have we got? This one's a Fraser Higgins. And what year are the Fraser Higgins? I'll just have a quick look in my book. A bit hard to see through the camera there. So I might just look. There we go, Fraser Higgins. So they're 1989s. Yeah, Fraser Higgins 1989 banknotes. So I think I've got a few of these. So I'll slot a few of those in. Do you like the 20s? They really stand out. That bright orangey type colour. Some people, what nicknames do people call them? Like different people call them different nicknames. I've heard some people call them lobsters because obviously the colour looks a bit like a lobster. Unfortunately, when it's probably cooked, not probably as a natural. Yeah, but that's a little bit crooked in the window. I might move it out a little bit and down. Oh, gee, I keep on getting it crooked. What's going on? How's that looking? Is that a bit better? That's a bit better. All right. So I'll check to see if there's any comments. Bop note, really? Okay. Sometimes when I was a bit younger, we used to call them Lower Plenties. There's a place in Victoria, the town called Lower Plenty, but Lower Plenty 20. It's sort of just rhyme, or a bit of rhyming slang, good old Aussie rhyming slang. Lower Plenty 20. Then we had the $5 notes, Stewie Diver, $5. Stuart Diver was that person who survived that terrible accident at Thredbo or Perisher? Thredbo back in the day. Bit of a landslide or something like that, and yeah, survived for days under the rubble, which is amazing and good for him. So but yeah, they're the 20s. Got a few of the Fraser Higgins in there. So 2 of the Fraser Higgins, and then on to Fraser Coles. So the Fraser Coles, what year have we got Fraser Cole at? Fraser Coles are 1991s. So let's put some of those in. Got a few of these. They're not in awesome condition. So at some stage, what I might do is I might update these if I buy some that are in better condition. Then I might slot these out and then slot in some ones in nicer condition, because these have got a fair few creases across them. But beggars can't be choosers. I still like them. They're not making any more of them. So it's pretty cool to be able to, if you've got some, appreciate them. And yep, cool. And one last Fraser Cole. So I think I've got 3 Fraser Coles to put in. This one's actually in better condition. Fairly nice, that one. Okay, and then the last banknote I've got here to put in, this one is one of the newer ones, and I've had this aside because it's a last prefix. So the prefix letters here, EA, from the year 2019, because the first 2 numbers are from the year it's from in the current notes. And that's a last prefix, so it's pretty cool having a last prefix. Take off that little label, and then we'll stick it in. Stick it on at the end. What I might do is I'll put this one in, and then might even look at some of the characters that are on the banknotes. I've got a book that the Reserve Bank sent me, actually. I was in contact with them a few years ago, and they sent me a book, bit of information. So what I might do is, got that one there. I'll grab that book. All right, so this is the book I'm talking about. Notable Australians, Historical Figures Portrayed on Australian Banknotes. So probably should make some videos on this. It's been a little while since haven't really delved into this book. I might go a little bit quicker, but yeah, it has different people on the banknotes. Andrew Barton, Banjo Patterson, and that's him. That's Andrew Banjo Patterson there, and that's him on the banknote. So cool. Who have we got here? Let's check out the name, Dame Mary Gilmore. So I'll have to read up on her, and that's the lady here. And this is her right here. So that's from, was it 1892, 3? Cool. And then the $20 note. So Mark Reeby. Oh, sorry, Mary Reeby. What am I talking about? Cool. Okay, this gentleman here is the Reverend John Flynn. Okay, David. Oh, how to pronounce his surname? Unipon. Cool, Aboriginal person. And yeah, I think I saw on a video the other day, I heard them talking about him and some of what he was up to, what he did was really cool. Cook was on an old $5, I'm pretty sure. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see if it's features in this book. It'll go back through some of the figures on the earlier notes later in this book. Edith Cowan on the $50 notes. Unipon or Unipon. Thanks for trying to help me, Aiden. I'm struggling here. Dame Nellie Melba. She had a house close to where I used to live. I used to live in Lilydale, or Churnside Park. Then we moved to Lilydale. But out in the Coldstream, she has a house, or had a house out in Coldstream. So Dame Nellie Melba, famous opera singer back in the day. Okay, who's this? Sir John Monash. I think I read a little bit about him. He's pretty accomplished, what he accomplished in different things. So interesting to see. All right, so here we go. We've got Sir Henry Parkes here on that Federation note from 2001. And we've got Catherine Helen Spence on the other side of that Federation note. Portraits from the first series of decimal currency banknotes. Okay, so these are some of the paper banknotes that I've just been sort of looking at. So we've got John MacArthur. Not much information for John MacArthur. Lucked out, Johnny. All right, William Ferreira. He's on the back of the $2 paper banknote. How come I haven't done the $1 note first? Did I skip a page? Oh, because we've got the Queen. Yeah, they've got the Queen on. Well, I suppose maybe they haven't done it because the Queen's on one side, and so we've got the Queen. This one's pretty ordinary one, rubbish one, I was going to say. But Queen Elizabeth on one side of the $1 banknote, and then Indigenous design on the other side. So there's no individual on the back side, but the Queen. But yeah, I suppose most people know who the Queen is. Okay, the $1. Oh, sorry, the $5 note. Stewie Divers, Sir Joseph Banks, botanist, and then Caroline Chisholm. Yeah, Caroline Chisholm. Then we've got, who's this? Francis Greenway. Francis looks like it was probably from an earlier time, maybe back in the 1700s. Just sort of guessing just from that picture. Yeah, 1777 to 1837. Look just a little bit older. Okay, who's this? Got Henry Lawson. We got Sir Charles Kingsford Smith. Bit of a city chat. I was actually in a little. They did a movie. The ABC. I'm not sure it was the ABC, but they did a little movie about him, and I was actually an extra in the background, and so was my mum and my brother. So, who's this one here? We've got Lawrence Hargrave. Wonder what he was involved in. Was it weather? Something to do with satellites and maybe weather, and yeah, interesting. Kites. He invented kites. No, not really, but Lord Howard Florey on the $50 banknote. Sir Ian Clooney's Ross. Ooh, looks serious. Sir Douglas Mawson. Yeah, actually looking forward to actually probably reading a little bit about some of these characters and maybe making some little videos. Who's this? Yeah, John Tuppett. I wonder who he was. Yeah, I don't really know much about. He was an astronomer. Astronomical observations from the modest wooden observatory that he built on his family property in Windsor. There you go. Checking out what's going on up in the sky. Good stuff. Portraits from the pre-decimal banknotes. Okay, who's this? Probably Flinders. Is it Matthew Flinders? Yeah. On the 10 shillings. Matty boy. And then, who's this? Charles Sturt. Is that on the back side, is it? Charlie. Who's this? Hamilton Hume. The Hume Freeway. Are his eyes open or closed? What's going on? Has taken. Oh, nice one. Yeah, moving to a new house. Cool one, Aiden. Yeah, good luck. Hopefully it goes well. Good stuff. Maybe this was taken in the day when you took photos and you didn't know what they were going to look like because it took maybe a week to get them exposed and that sort of stuff. So maybe they took the photo and thought, oh, that's all good. And then they got the negatives back. It's like, oh, I blinked. But they couldn't do it again. All right. Sir John Franklin on the £5. Looks like that was back from a fairly early time too, maybe the 1700s. Let's have a look. 1837 to 1843. Oh, Sir John Franklin. He was from 1786 to 1747. Served as Lieutenant Governor. I think it was down in Tasmania. That's right. Okay. I did watch a video actually on YouTube where there's someone currently who this person had to make a track or a road from the eastern to the western side of Tasmania, and I think he was put in charge of navigating the course for the road or the path to sort of cut across Tasmania. It's a pretty Pretty epic sort of, yeah, thing to have to do. All right, Arthur Phillip. Me after cleaning up. James Cook. Here we go. James Cook. He's on the back of the £1, was he? Captain Cook on the back of the £1. Portraits of monarchs and Australian banknotes. Hey, I thought, what about the £5 banknote? Hey, what's going on? I only had the £1 banknote. Is the £5? Or maybe it doesn't have any figures on it because I've got the £5 banknote here. Let's go and have a look. Oh, yeah, so this has got the monarch. So the £5 banknote here has got the monarch. So that's, yeah, we'll get into this section here. So on the $5 note, Queen Elizabeth, Queen Elizabeth, Queen Elizabeth. So we do have sections. Ah, there we go. There's the $1 banknote. Queen Elizabeth. £1, Queen Elizabeth. And then this is King Edward the 8th and King George the 6th. They're on some of the banknotes. I want one of these banknotes, the 10-pounders. I haven't got one of those yet, so I'm really looking forward to maybe picking one up at some time soon. So that's who's on the 10-pounder. Or this gentleman right here, King George the 5th, is on the 10-pounder as well. But so there's the £5. So either King or those two characters can be on the 5s or the 10s. Hey. And that's it. So there you go. Note on sources and further reading. For Lizzie's in my pocket in 1920. Yes, so this book here is Notable Australians, Historical Figures Portrayed in Australian Banknotes. And it says here, historical figures portrayed in banknotes. It's from the Reserve Bank. So I was lucky to have this one sent out to me. But yeah, I'll have to read up a little bit and maybe do some little videos, like individual videos on different people, who they were and why they featured on the banknotes. So there you go. But that is where we're at. So just placing in the 20s today. Let's reflect on what we have just witnessed. So I've got some nice condition, perfect condition here, uncirculated. 1966, 1968, then a 1972. Oh, this one isn't uncirculated. Then this one's a Gothic serial from 1985. And then we continue on. So a few 20s in there. And then a last prefix on one of these ones here. So pretty happy with that. And yeah, after this, then I've got the 50s. So I'll just find a little album that has some of the 50s that I'm going to be placing in. Got these little wallets, but I'll place some of these 50s into my folder too. Some of these might be first or last prefix. There we go. First prefix 50. And another first prefix 50 as well. But I've got one of these is pretty valuable at about $600 value. Oh, yeah, there's a nice grey ghost as well. And then, yeah, so 50s, then hundreds. So I put a few hundreds in the folder as well. So looking forward to that. Mawson, nice. All right, well, I might sort of leave it there. So, yeah, thanks for jumping into the live stream. Captain Cook is on the Aboriginal $10 in the corner, is he? Oh, yeah, he is too, in that, yeah, good point. So up here, the little hologram, oh, I'll try and get in the right light. It's going to be hard to pick it up, isn't it? But yeah, Captain Cook, there he is. Got him just in the right light. Captain Cook over there, it's probably him. And then on this side, the ship Supply, that's one of the ships from the First Fleet. I think there's 11 ships, and that one's called the Supply. So that's sort of like a bit of a sketch of, yeah, when first arrived, I suppose. Cool. All right, and this one's up for grabs too. So if those people, yeah, if you're sort of new onto the stream, I mentioned it just a bit earlier, find the video that shows this banknote on my YouTube channel. So click on the videos, find this one, and make sure you comment on that video, because then you go in the draw to win this. You might win this choosing someone at random. Cool. All right, I'll leave it there. So thanks everyone for jumping on the stream, and have a great day. We'll catch you all again soon. All right, we'll see you later.